Rico Stover is almost synonymous with that of Barrios. He has spent many years in research of this great artist so that we, as guitarists, may have access to the great legacy that Barrios left us. Rico's travels have led him to trace the footsteps of the great guitarists and composers throughout South America. And we're most fortunate tonight to have him here to share with us some of his own stories surrounding 3 of Barrios' pieces. Please help me give a very warm welcome to Rico Stover.
Thank you very much. It's nice to see all you people here tonight, here who are interested or love the music of Barrios, like me. I gotta tell you, this guitar is a hard instrument, and Barrios was one of the most ingenious, I think, people who ever picked it up. I first heard the name Agustin Barrios in 1962 when I was an exchange student in Costa Rica, and it was the day that I first heard a classical guitarist play, and that's the day I heard the name Agustin Barrios, because this guitar studied with Barrios. At that time, it didn't mean much to me, but it kept recurring in my life, and my life has been marked, I feel, to be involved with this topic. I've gone all over the place retracing Barrios' footsteps. Boy, did he get around. He played in 18 of the Latin American nations, concertizing in his life. And he always learned his living from playing the guitar. He didn't do much teaching, and he didn't do much publishing, and in those days that's pretty much what you had to do. So it's kind of strange to think that he died forgotten and penniless in a backwater little country in Central America, forgotten. When I first started looking into this topic, I realized when I had gotten some of the pieces and started studying them that there was something very, very interesting and unique here. The thing about Barrios is that there's so much harmony in his guitar music, coupled with a very high technique of execution, and the effect together with a romantic mentality. Because for Barrios, the most important thing about playing the guitar was to express his emotions. He was thoroughly a romanticized person who felt that that was the highest purpose of art, to express emotions. And you know something? I think I agree with you. I think now that we've pretty much had a good dose of hyper-intellectual type art, moving away from romantic art, we're ready to go back into the direction of romantic art, which probably means tonality in music, since atonality is pretty well kind of, had its time, and nobody really likes it. So Barrios comes along with all these wonderful pieces, such a variety of music. It's incredible, and one human being could write so many different kinds of pieces. And that's because Barrios was a miracle. He was one of these people who could do practically anything. He was an artist. He could draw really well. I found pictures by him that are amazing. He was a poet and a person who read and appreciated literature and spoke 2 or 3 languages. And of course, he was a fantastic guitarist. He was born in the country. He never completed more than 2 years of high school. He was a natural genius. And the whole case of Barrios is a good, how would you say, putting it for what you would call natural talent, because he had a lot of natural artistic talent in many directions. And he was lucky that he met a guitar teacher when he was 13 who turned him on to the soar and the aguado guitar methods. And he was able to absorb all that knowledge when he was in his teen years. Then when he was older, in his 20s, he began to get the music of Tárrega from Spain and played Capricho Árabe around 1915, and after that his music just takes off. So he has taken in all the information from the previous guitar composers and thoroughly ingested it and put in his own particular unique style and pathos, you might say. Being from a country like Paraguay, unless you've been there, well, you might not understand. It's really a different place with a lot of folklore and a lot of music joviality. The whole purpose of music in society is very social, and Barrios grew up with all these feelings and never had any of the kind of intellectual approach to music through the conservatory and things like that. He was always pretty much on the street. And he played a lot of different rhythms that were popular, and he played a lot of interesting things that he made up, like this study that I'm going to attempt to play for you, because it's like everything Barrios wrote. It's pretty difficult, and it kind of pushes you to the edge of what two hands can do in an arpeggio situation. This is the concert study that he wrote around 19